Okay, it's a lot colder in that cryo tube than I thought it would be. But it was totally worth it because chapter 209 is now out, so I didn't have to wait long. Wonder if I missed anything while I was away. Guess not. I'm the freshly thawed Moonlight 150, and this is my overview of the latest 100 Girlfriends manga chapter, Chapter 209, Even If the World Forgets You. Be sure to support the Scanlation team by checking out their work where they post them, because they have been putting in the absolute work recently, with the latest chapters getting them out in record time. Oh, and support the official release too, as there wouldn't be any chapters without them, by purchasing them in your region where they are available. And don't forget about the anime, we are in the final 2 episodes, and I need that Season 3 announcement. Oh, and in case you don't watch my anime reactions, I am planning to do a Season 3 prediction video. Gotta keep up with traditions, you know? Now, onto the chapter. We start with a trip down memory lane as Rentaro and Nano have decided to go to an awfully familiar amusement park for their one date. Wait, how did we get here? Cue flashback. Turns out Rentaro confronted Nano about this uneasy feeling that he has about her that he can't explain, that he is unsettled by the lonely face that she is giving off. I mean, yeah, we saw the face she gave him in the last chapter. Yeesh. And because of that, he requests Nano to go on one date with him to sort out his feelings and figure everything out. Knowing that a simple rejection isn't enough, Nano agrees. End flashback. And just like the previous go-around over 200 chapters ago, Rentaro decided it was fitting to bring along an instant camera to capture moments during the date. And just like last time, they do various activities like the merry-go-round and the human house, along with the pivotal moment of tackling Nano's fear of heights in the Ferris wheel. And once again, the gravity of the situation hits Nano yet again. How this Rentaro is not her Rentaro, not the one filled with the memories they have made together, the precious memories she has always cherished since their original encounter. As the date ends and they go over all the photographs of the date that they took together, Nano decides to be one step ahead and asks Rentaro for his lighter that she knows he has on him, to begin burning all the photographs that they took together to once and for all accept her fate that she believes she isn't allowed to have anymore, the happy one with Rentaro and the rest of the family, altering the course of events so that Rentaro can give up on her. He even tries to save the photos from the burning, but knowing how he would react, she dodges out of the way to let the photos continue to burn, until they all eventually do. She is ready to commit to her new fate that the happy life she once had never happened. Rentaro, now fully determined to help Nano, begins to forcefully make himself remember the photos and the memories they contained, because he never wants to forget the memories he got to make with her. But as Nano tries to continue to convince him to just forget about her so she can move on with her new efficient life without human connections, an unfinished memory pops into Rentaro's mind, a memory he hasn't made with Nano yet as far as he knows. And as Rentaro tries to recall this blurred out memory, Nano continues to tell him to forget about her and move on with his life. But as Rentaro points out, she may be saying this, but her face tells a different story, showing the pain and heartbreak that she's experiencing from forcing herself to do this. As Nano inner monologues and continues to believe that all of this is her punishment for her past actions, but with Rentaro being the selfless man that he is, he wishes to help her through the pain and wants to make Nano happy no matter what. That no matter what happened, Rentaro is more than ready to help burden the weight of her past, because at the end of the day, he just wants her to stop making the tormented face that she has been carrying all this time. I just realized something though. With those photos gone and Nano not joining the family, what does that mean for me?
I don't know.
I got into the series because of Nano's episode in season 1 of the anime, but now with all of that being erased and the synchronization now at 98%, does that mean I never get into the series? Do I never start reading 100 Girlfriends? Do I never make that random one-off video talking about Usa-chan that spins off into the review series that I have now? Do I even get into manga? What happened? Oh, whew, I'm back. Oh, I thought I was a goner there. Not only would that have wiped out Nano from the series, but it would have rewritten my history as well. But I'm back. Now, where were we? Nano finally gives in to her own desires instead of falling into the despair laid before her. And with a kiss, all the memories of their time together floods Rentaro's mind, bringing them all back. You can't help but love this spread. Not only is it just great artwork, but the symbolic imagery. Most notably that these memories are represented as photos from an instant camera. One of the things that Nano holds most precious. Memories that are immortalized as photographs. And a fun detail in this giant collage of memories is that these are only memories from when Rentaro was around. Not just any Nano chapter like when she went with Mimimi back to their middle school because Rentaro wasn't around for that chapter. It's the small details, you know? And they kiss so hard they cause a fatal error in the world script and cause the synchronization to cancel itself, to where Rentaro apologizes for forgetting about Nano, and she thanks him for remembering her, which leads to this heart-wrenching ugly cry out of Nano. It both hurts and is a relief seeing this, knowing that everything is going to be okay. Another part that I really like about this is that they let this scene be serious. We know Rentaro goes over the top when it comes to his girlfriend's happiness, even as far back as Shizuka's introduction when he said he would commit seppuku with a knife he bought from not Amazon. But during his biggest blunder as a boyfriend, he doesn't do any of that. He just apologizes profusely. Respect to Rentaro and to Nakamura for letting the serious chapters stay serious. And with all of that out of the way and the world saved from losing Nano in the family, the synchronization was beaten by love and begins to reverse. And as Nano nervously tells everyone good morning in fear of what happened in the previous chapter, she is relieved to find everyone back to normal, as Shizuka and Mimimi greet her back with a warm, welcoming face, along with everyone else. And Nano embraces them in happiness, solidifying that these two are the ones she is closest with. I mean, Shizuka was obvious, but it's nice to see Mimimi included in that as well. Sometimes it felt like their friendship was a little one-sided on Mimimi's end. Later, back on the rooftop, Nano reflects on her past mistakes of, well, blaming herself for her past mistakes. Ironic, huh? Realizing that forcing herself to accept her new fate instead of fighting back was causing Rentaro pain, even if he wasn't fully aware of it. And she wishes to never do that again to Rentaro or anyone else ever again, and wishes to now live a life of bringing people happiness, in a way of making up for how she treated others back before she met Rentaro. And as Rentaro said she's been doing that since the moment they met, Nano can't help but give him one more kiss as a thank you for saving her from herself. Honestly, my only complaint of this chapter is that it flew by. Whereas the serious chapter with Shizuka felt so much longer even though they are the same number of pages. Could this have been rectified by stretching this into a 3-part arc? Possibly, but then we might have been complaining about it being stretched out.
Seriously, you can't make everyone happy.
Sometimes there is just no winning, but I do love how a lot of this was portrayed, particularly with themes of memories and photographs, which became Nano's life priorities ever since meeting Rentaro and the family. Yeah, she mentions wanting to continue making memories with everyone, but this was the first time since her introduction that we saw that she regularly takes photos to document dates and other events with the family. And I find it sweet that she does do this with instant camera Polaroids, like how Rentaro did on their first date. And of course the symbolic nature of those photographs being Rentaro's memories of their time together. And it'll be interesting to see if this arc changes Nano in any kind of way in the future, as we have seen more expressive faces from Nano in these 2 chapters than probably the entirety of the manga so far. So it'll be interesting to see if she gets a little more expressive going forward. Obviously not too much, as her whole almost being an android is like her entire shtick, but maybe a little bit more expression here and there. Also, before we wrap things up, for realsies this time, big shout out to the 100 Girlfriends Discord community, where we spent the few days between the RAWs coming out and the translation coming out trying to find as many of these Nano pictures as possible. I even contributed! See this one from chapter 175? I was the first one to document that one. And as of the recording of this video, a lot of these are still not documented, so if you feel like a Nano expert, get into the Discord and help find the remaining undocumented images of Nano. And that will do it for this emotional damage of a roller coaster. After all this, I could use some silly fun again. And I think we'll be getting just that as we are off to the aquarium in the next chapter. I'm Moonlight150, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Which, by the way, we also just hit 2,000 subscribers here on the channel, so thank you greatly for that milestone.
And I will see you all next time under the sea for some Hydro Hyper.